Hi, my name is Barkley, and I am a black Labrador. My story begins in Juneau, Alaska, where Mom found me at the Gastineau Humane Society. She was looking for a dog to go running and hiking with her, and she chose me to be her friend. She took me home to her family on Julep Street. The four kids decided to change my given name Marcy to Barkley. I liked that name a lot better. Being named after Sir Charles Barkley of basketball fame gave me an air of nobility that I always possessed. I lived on Julep Street for 6 years. I grew up fetching sticks, running, and going on hikes. We especially liked to hike up the mountains around Juneau. Sometimes we would hike around the glacier. Sometimes we would go to the top by Mount McGinnis, which was Mom's favorite. My favorite place to hike was Mount Roberts. It is so beautiful on the top where you can see for miles. When we weren't hiking, I was going to obedience school and learning tricks. The kids would tell me to sit, put a dog biscuit or a hot dog on my nose, and I would sit there, drool pooling on the floor, until someone told me I could lower my head and eat the treat. I was a very good dog, if I say so myself. I even let the cat share Spot, my pillow. However, sometimes I may have been a little bit too human and demanded to eat at the table with a napkin tucked into my collar so I wouldn't mess up my beautiful black fur. Whenever there was a wedding in the family, there was never a doubt who should be the maid of honor. At least not in my mind. At one wedding, I even wanted to be the bride. After everyone had left home and a few years passed, another person entered my life, but I wanted him to understand that I was still number one in Mom's life. A little respect never hurts. So when they took me from cool Alaska to sunny California, can you blame me for wanting to have something cold to eat on a hot summer day? Even the mountains in California get snow, and knowing how much I love the snow, we would go there whenever we could. I really liked playing in the snow, fetching snowballs instead of sticks. Sometimes I would play with friends. That was fine as long as they knew that I was the boss. Everyone did not always get that message and insisted on sharing the stick. I would even take my friends swimming. I was asked to teach Kuba not to be afraid of the water. I must have done a pretty good job because now she loves the water. Back then, however, she sometimes would get scared and hitch a ride on my back. You have probably seen the commercial about a dog fetching a beer, but I went one step further. I found it. Of course, the bottle was empty, and Mom doesn't drink beer, so maybe this was not one of my brightest moments. When we moved to Northern California, I would go for rides in the back of the truck, always bringing with me my ball, so I had something to play with. I loved hiking in the cool redwood forest. There were a lot of trails for me to choose from. But I got older and was no longer as strong as I had been. I had always been in good health, except for the one Christmas when I caught an infection and had to take antibiotics. However, now Dr. Hunter said that the tumor he had removed had reappeared and spread to my eye. There was not much anyone could do, and a couple of days later I went to heaven. Yes, I believe that all dogs go to heaven. There was a beautiful tribute written about me in the newspaper the following day. To quote a few words: "The lights went out on Monday. Game called because of tears. After 2 painful days for everyone, Barkley tried to go for another walk. She fell, having not eaten or taken water. She had lost 14 pounds from Friday to Monday. The umpire-in-chief called for her that morning. We paused for a few minutes, cried some more, hugged, and gave our thanks. She will always be man's best friend." My body was cremated, and the next time Mom visited Alaska, she hiked Thunder Mountain, another one of my favorite mountains, and there she spread my ashes in a place with a view of the glacier. My life was over, but the memories still live on.